Emotional strength doesn't look like what most people expect. It's not someone who never cries. It's not someone who never gets hurt, never feels fear, never doubts themselves. In fact, some of the most emotionally strong people you know probably don't think of themselves that way at all. They think they're just getting by, just dealing with it, just doing what they have to do. But underneath that quiet, unremarkable surface is something most people overlook, a kind of strength that doesn't announce itself. Today we're going through 5 signs that you might be far more emotionally strong than you've ever given yourself credit for. And the 5th sign is the one most people misread as a weakness, when it's actually the opposite. There's a common myth that strong people don't struggle. The truth is the opposite. Emotionally strong people struggle constantly. They just don't let the struggle stop them from showing up. They go to work after a sleepless night. They keep their commitments even when they'd rather cancel everything and disappear. They smile at the people who need them to, even while quietly carrying something heavy. This isn't suppression. It's not pretending nothing is wrong. It's the ability to hold pain in one hand and responsibility in the other, without dropping either. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the impediment to action advances action, meaning the obstacles themselves can become the very thing that builds your capacity to keep moving. If you've ever felt like you were barely holding it together, but you held it together anyway, that wasn't barely managing. That was strength, even if it didn't feel like it from the inside. Sign number 2, you recover without needing to talk about it constantly. There's a difference between processing an emotion and broadcasting it. Emotionally strong people often process quietly. They might journal, take a long walk, sit with the feeling until it passes through them rather than around them. They don't need an audience to validate the pain to make it real. This is sometimes mistaken for coldness, or for bottling things up. But there's a difference between suppression and quiet processing. Suppression denies the emotion exists. Quiet processing acknowledges it fully, just without needing constant external reassurance to do so. Seneca wrote that we should accustom our minds to feel pleasure in our own approval, not in the praise of others, and this extends to pain as well. You don't need every person around you to witness your healing for it to count. Sign number 3, you set boundaries even when it disappoints people. This is one of the clearest, and least comfortable, signs of emotional strength. Most people avoid disappointing others at almost any cost, even the cost of their own well-being. Emotionally strong people have learned something difficult. Someone's disappointment in your boundary is not proof that the boundary was wrong. Saying no to a request that would drain you. Ending a conversation that's becoming disrespectful. Choosing rest over showing up for something that no longer serves you. These choices often come with guilt, sometimes even with someone's anger. But emotional strength isn't the absence of that discomfort. It's the willingness to feel the discomfort and hold the boundary anyway. Epictetus reminded his students that people are disturbed not by events, but by their judgments about events, and someone else's disappointment is their judgment to work through, not evidence that you did something wrong. Sign number 4, you can sit with uncertainty without forcing false resolution. Most people are deeply uncomfortable with not knowing. Not knowing if a relationship will work out. Not knowing if a decision was right. Not knowing what comes next. So they rush to resolve the discomfort, sometimes prematurely, sometimes by convincing themselves of an answer they don't actually have. Emotionally strong people have a higher tolerance for ambiguity. They can hold the thought, "I don't know yet," without spiraling, without needing to manufacture false certainty just to feel calm. This is harder than it sounds. The mind craves resolution. Uncertainty feels, biologically, like a threat. But the ability to stay steady inside, "I don't know," without forcing a premature answer just to escape the discomfort, is one of the quieter, more advanced forms of emotional strength. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about accepting what unfolds, not because it doesn't matter, but because resisting uncertainty rarely changes the outcome, it only adds suffering on top of it. Sign number 5, you feel things deeply, and it doesn't scare you. This is the sign most people misread. A lot of people equate emotional strength with emotional distance, feeling less, caring less, staying detached so nothing can hurt you. But real emotional strength is often the opposite. It's feeling things fully, grief, love, disappointment, joy, without being afraid of what that feeling might do to you. Weak emotional regulation often looks like numbness, avoidance, distraction, anything to keep from feeling the full weight of something. Strong emotional regulation looks like presence, feeling the wave completely, trusting that it will pass, and not needing to control or suppress it to feel safe. If you've ever cried fully over something that mattered, and then gotten back up without being shattered by it, that wasn't fragility. That was proof your emotional system works exactly the way it's supposed to. The goal was never to stop feeling. It was to feel without fear of the feeling itself. Most people assume emotional strength looks dramatic, a single defining moment of resilience, a visible triumph over adversity. In reality, it usually looks mundane. It looks like getting up again on an ordinary Tuesday after a hard weekend. It looks like quietly setting a boundary nobody claps for. It looks like sitting with uncertainty without posting about it, without needing anyone to witness the struggle. Because it's quiet, it's invisible, even to the person living it. You can possess enormous emotional strength and still walk around believing you're barely keeping it together, simply because no one taught you what real strength actually looks like up close. If you recognized yourself in even one of these signs, it's worth pausing on that. Not to feel proud in a loud way, that's not really the point. But to recognize that the version of yourself who keeps showing up, keeps holding boundaries, keeps feeling things fully without falling apart, that version has been quietly building strength this entire time, whether or not anyone noticed, including you. The Stoics never measured strength by the absence of hardship. They measured it by how someone carried themselves through it. If you've been carrying more than people know, and you're still here, still functioning, still capable of depth and feeling and connection, you were never as fragile as you feared. You were simply stronger than you realized.